welcome to another fun-filled episode of Joshua's Movie Reviews and More. Yes, I'm still using notes. Probably always will. Get used to it. So, this weekend, I asked myself that important question. What was I looking for in movies, as I always ask you? Me, personally, has a bit mood for sci-fi, a bit for action. So, along comes The Predator. Now, I was sitting there wondering, I was like, okay, you have Predator, back in the day with Arnold Schwarzenegger and everything. I was like, how can you have two movies of the same name? This doesn't make much sense. Well, that's where the kicker is. Arnold Schwarzenegger did Predator. This is The Predator. Ooh, big difference. So, my idea for this week was to review every one of the movies, except for Prometheus and this sequel, Covenant. I'm just not going to go into those two, but I'm going to do every one of them. All the Predators, all the Aliens, because they kind of mix there in the middle. I do have a small spoiler alert on The Predator. Sorry, I know I try to go without spoilers, but has to be done. Also, with all the other films I'll be reviewing this video, I'm just going to go in the major players of it. I'm not going to go... There are so many good actors in all these films, and actresses, but the only problem is if I list all the really good ones, all the notable ones, this movie could be freaking hour long. Who knows? As far as The Predator goes, you got Boyd Holbrook. He plays Quinn. You probably know him from Narcos if you have Netflix, or if you don't, he was in The Host, Walk Among the Tombstones, Gone Girl, Morgan, and Logan. And as you all know, I only list movies that I've seen. He's in more, obviously. I just list the ones that I personally have seen myself. Quinn, he's kind of like a Navy Ranger sniper. The movie starts off quick. He's in the middle of the jungle, takes out a target, comes across the alien. Well, sort of. They have a little confrontation. The alien goes away. But for some reason, it's not wearing his face mask, and it's not wearing his left gauntlet. I really don't get that part. But, whatever. He ships the alien technology to his P.O. box, and all hell breaks loose. There is, of course, story build up. He gets arrested, everything like that. Whatever. Gets on along with these other veterans as well, who all seem to have mental issues. One of them is Thomas Jane, who plays Baxley. The only reason I mention him, there are other leading roles, but I just like Thomas Jane. I like his work, and plus Baxley, he is a military veteran of Afghanistan and Iraq, but he also has PTSD. Get this, he also has Tourette's. Wonderful combination. Thomas Jane played in The Crow, City of Angels, Face Off, Thin Red Line, Deep Blue Sea, Dreamcatcher, Punisher, The Mist, The Veil, Before I Wake, among many others. He's absolutely fantastic, absolutely great. The film itself, I don't know. It has great action. As you saw, if you've seen Predators, you know that there are different types of predators. There's the regular predator. Then there's basically upgrade ones. what it appears is that they're using genetic manipulation. They're going to all these different worlds and getting characteristics from the best prey to upgrade themselves. And I guess the predator that Holbrook meets at the beginning is just your regular predator who's, I guess, he wants to see things go on as they are, them be predators, and them just go off and hunt. Which, if you do watch the movie, I do agree with the name Predator. It just doesn't make much sense. A predator hunts to survive. It hunts for food, stuff like that. These guys don't hunt for food. They hunt for sport. So technically, I guess, back in Arnold Schwarzenegger's prime days, I guess the movie should have been called Hunter instead of Predator. That would have made more sense. Besides, how good can they be? Every single movie they go into, yeah, they're hunting, they're badass, they have all these badass weapons. But at the same time, they always get killed. Every last one of them. I mean, yeah, there are a few that survive. Like, at the end of, was it Predator 2? You know, you have the old Predator, you know, he throws the gun to Dennis Glover and says, hey, you know, keep it. That's from like the early 1900s, so obviously he's been down to America. He's hunted a few humans, and he lived to tell about it. So obviously not all of them are horrible, but dadgum, man, in almost every single movie the main predator dies. It makes no sense. They're such good hunters, you think they kill everybody, get back in their spaceship, and go get a Mountain Dew somewhere. Who knows? So anyway, like I said, it has a bunch of holes, like right at the ending. Where does the girl pop up at? You know, he gets on a spaceship and he falls off and he's in the middle of nowhere. Spaceship lands and all of a sudden she pops. Where the hell did she come from? I don't get it. Once you see the movie, you'll understand what I'm talking about. But there's just a whole big holes. And at the ending, this is the spoiler alert. Fast forward if you choose. It shouldn't be that long. Apparently, the visits for the predators have been increasing in recent years. And what is happening is, due to our climate change and us screwing up the environment, we're only going to last maybe 2 or 3 more generations. So they've been coming to Earth to, I guess, check it out for future conquest. Maybe not conquest, because since we're going to kill ourselves, we won't be around anyway. But since they live in high humid regions and everything, they'll probably make Earth an outpost or something like that. So, this is their plan. They send this little predator down with alien technology to save the human race. Get it? Awesome. But then another predator, a big, bad one, comes down, fights with the other predator for a little bit. Great. Obviously, the smaller predator loses. But then they find out the technology that this predator died for it. They came here to save the human race. And what is it? Is it terraforming technology that will stabilize our environment? Is it possibly an endless energy source where we don't have to use carbon fuel anymore? Is it something that will provide endless supplies of food so we don't have to, use pesticides and all? No, it's not. No, it's not. It's just... Anyway, I'm not going to give that much away. But let's just know that when you finally see the technology, I mean, you might be like me, like, it's badass technology. But at the same time, you look at yourself and you're like, really? This is supposed to save the human race? We only have 2 or 3 generations left in us, and this is supposed to save us. Good job. So anyway, rewind a little bit. You have Predator, which starred Arnold Schwarzenegger as Dutch. Excuse me. as I've said before, and just to clarify, all these names I'm going to list from here on out, living as a hermit isn't going to help. In fact, if you don't know any of the names, except for near the end, because a couple of them are unknowns at the time, but if you don't know, especially any of the biggies names, just stop the video right now. Don't go to the movies. You don't need to go to the movies. You obviously have lived your life as a hermit for long enough. Don't change. Be yourself. So anyway, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Let's go through a few of his movies, shall we? Conan the Barbarian, Conan the Destroyer, Terminators 1 through 3, plus Terminator Genisys, Commando, The Running Man, Twins, Total Recall, Kindergarten Cop, Last Action Hero, True Lies, Junior, Eraser, Jingle All the Way, The Sixth Day, The End of Days, Collateral Damage, Expendables 1 through 3, Escape Plan, and Maggie. And that's just the name if you haven't seen all of them, but dang. There's even more on the list for that. Dutch is the major of a elite team that goes in the middle of the jungle to save some, I guess, hostages that the local cartel have taken. Blah, blah, blah. They get in the middle. They see, oh look, there's another team that's already dead. That some guy sent in to save the hostages, and oh look, yeah, there's now an alien who's not only killing the other team, killing us one at a time, but also killing all the cartel too. So yeah, this isn't good. And they're in the middle of a jungle that they can't get extracted from because it's unflyable territory. If they get caught above it, oh no, in this pact with their government, and oh no, you're on your own. Anyway, very few people survived that one after a big explosion, blah blah blah. Fast forward a bit, you got Predator 2 as Danny Glover. Danny Glover as Lieutenant Michael Mike Harrigan. As a LAPD officer, generally doesn't follow the rules. Now, if you don't know Danny Glover, again, let's go through this. Iceman, Witness, The Color Purple, Lethal Weapon 1 through 4, The Fly, The Intruder, Angels in the Outfield. Sorry about that. The Rainmaker, Ants, Saw, Shooter, Battle for Terra. I mean, come on. I'm not even going to go through any more. Jeez. Danny Glover, great man, great activist. Really big into civil rights. He plays a pretty mean cop. Bit above the norm as far as gun handling. I actually like Predator 2 more than I like Predator. It was set in LA. There's two drug cartels. There's the Jamaicans and there's the Colombians, and they're fighting for power in the city. And unfortunately, Danny Glover, being a cop, he's caught in the crossfire, and he's kicking butt and taking names and all this kind of stuff. And the Predator gets thrown in the mix, and all hell breaks loose. More shooting, more explosions, better weapons, all around better movie. Don't get me wrong, I did like the original, and I generally do like the original more than I like a sequel. But in this case, Predator 2, even if you don't watch Predator, Predator 2 is worth watching. At least for the explosions and the gunfire. And the blood. Definitely the blood. Fast forward into Predators. Adrian Brody as Royce. He's a former U.S. Army Special Forces soldier turned mercenary. He was in Angels in the Outfield, The Thin Red Line, The Pianist, which he received several awards for, The Village, Hong Kong, Splice, Fantastic Mr. Fox, Midnight in Paris, just to name a few. He's with several other, I guess, mercenaries, soldiers, cartel members, stuff like that, They have they get dropped on an alien planet. Like, I guess you call it a middle of a preserve. And they get hunted by the predators, which should be called hunters. Anyway, so it basically pits them against the aliens, and they have the upgraded aliens versus the other regular aliens. I don't know. Predators, you have the lower form, you have the higher form, and it seems like this movie plus The Predator, which just came out, it seems like anytime you get a higher form of predator versus your garden variety predator, the garden variety predator just gets their butt whooped every single time. I don't get it myself. Because I was raised with Predator 1 and Predator 2, where you think the Predator is just awesome. You can kick everybody's butt, and yeah, he might die at the end by human hands, or maybe blows himself up. But in the long run, he's just kicking butt. And then these jokers come in, these upgraded guys, and they're just kicking the tail out of them. It's like, okay, what happened? I thought you were bad. Now it just ends up you're the lowest bully in the playground. I don't know. Anyway, now we're going to go jump over to Alien. Aliens 1 through 3 and Resurrection. The only name you need to know is Sigourney Weaver. She plays Ripley, who is a warrant officer on the Nostromo. If you don't know Sigourney Weaver, if you don't know Sigourney Weaver and you like sci-fi and all that kind of stuff, you need to hang your head in shame. You got Ghostbusters 1 and 2, plus she did a cameo in the reboot. You got Gorillas in the Mist, you got Working Girl, Copycat, Galaxy Quest, The Village, WALL-E, Avatar, Paul, The Cabin in the Woods, and Finding Dory. Now, Ripley, I would have to say Ripley has the worst luck of anybody I have ever seen. First, she's on the Nostromo, which is this mining vessel. They go to different planets, pick up the resources that other people have mined, travel across the galaxy or whatever, and they deliver it back to Earth. But they discover an SOS, which is, I believe, the same SOS that was left in the Prometheus. They go down, they discover a ship, it has eggs all in it, and one guy gets the alien on his face. You know the drill. They take him aboard even though they're not supposed to. They're having meal. History is made with the first alien out of the chest. Gave me nightmares. But a lot of and they proceed to, by this time they're already on their ship, they're off the planet, all this kind of stuff, and now they're trying to kill the alien. So they can go back into hibernation, they can go back to Earth. But this thing just keeps killing people, one after the other. Boom, 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 boom. Until the only person who is left is Ripley. And what does she do? She blows up her ship. Billions of dollars worth just gone. And she escapes on an escape pod. And lo and behold, guess where the alien is? It's on the escape pod. She jettisons out to space. Happy day. Then you fast forward to Alien 2, where she is in hibernation. She's drifted through the main quadrant. She gets picked up by a salvage ship, and it finds out, oh yeah, by the way, you've been in hibernation for 75 years. Your daughter, who you're about to get back for her 11th birthday, is now dead from old age. You have a few grandkids that are probably older than you are, but good job on blowing up that ship. They find out that there is now a colony on the same planet that they found that ship with all the eggs. Remember that one? Yeah, great job. They've been terraforming it for years. Well, it ends up that a greedy little butthole decides to, I'll send them a communique saying, "Hey, go to this sector, check it out, see what you find. It's gonna be good stuff." Well, they find the ship. One of them gets infected. They come back, and lo and behold, again, all hell breaks loose. All the colonists gone. So they send in the Marines, who are kind of like Marines on our planet, but they operate in space and they hunt aliens. So they go bigger, badder weapons. I mean, the first one all they had is a flamethrower. I mean, come on. This one, they have big, huge guns. They even have little shotguns and all this kind of stuff. They have assault rifles. They have grenades. They have all kinds of stuff. And they still get their butt whooped. Why? Because there's not one alien. There's a whole colony of them. Why? Because a greedy little butthole decided to send the whole entire colonists to sit out and get the ship, and boom. Now all the colonists have been hatching little aliens left and right. So the whole entire place is full. And finally you get to meet the queen that's been laying all the eggs. If you thought an alien was bad, the queen, 10 times worse. Again, instead of blowing up a ship this time, they blow up a planet. Or maybe not the whole entire planet, but they do create a pretty massive detonation on the planet's surface. Obviously, just like in the first one, instead of on the escape pod, the queen escapes with Ripley and her fellow little constituents who are left on the main ship. Jesus. They love hitching rides. And apparently they can survive out in space. Don't ask me. Anyway, last battle ensues. Ripley saves the day. Everything's great. Everybody goes back in hibernation. Fast forward to Aliens 3. Now, the ships they're on, there's a massive fire, all this kind of stuff, blah, blah, blah. They get jettisoned onto a prison planet, or at least was a prison planet until the prison got closed down. And some guys said, "Hey, I'm too dangerous. Do I want freedom? No, I don't want freedom. I want to stay on this prison planet, man, where it's absolutely horrible and there's lies everywhere. And I just want to stay here. Why? Because I found religion, man. I'm all about God." Good on you. That's devout. I wouldn't do it. I mean, of course, then again, I don't break any laws to be on a prison planet for, but I keep my nose clean. Now, Alien 3, good movie. The alien acted a little bit differently because I have a friend who reads the books, and actually the Predator, well, not the Predator, but the alien acts dependent on what it laid its egg in. This movie, the egg was laid in a dog. So therefore, the alien's kind of acting like a dog. My friend said if the egg was laid in a rhino, the dang thing would come out with a horn on its head. So it came out of a dog, so it's acting differently. And lo and behold, at the end of the dang movie, Ripley's pregnant with a queen. She jumps off, kills herself. You think, that's a good way to end things. Nice and final. No, not really. No. They make Resurrection. And what happens? They bring back Ripley and they bring back the queen and all this kind of stuff. And honestly, I could say you could actually skip this film. If you want a good closure to the whole thing, just watch Aliens 1 through 3. You're good. 2 was better than 1. 1 was better than 3. And 3 was better than Resurrection. Sorry. Resurrection was kind of a letdown. I don't know. It just got weird at the end. I don't know. Now we go to the main segment of Alien vs. Predator and Alien vs. Predator Requiem. You have Sanaa Lathan. She plays Alexa Woods. She's an experienced guide for several seasons in Antarctica. She takes this team down to explore this, I guess, pyramid that's activated. Why? Because apparently, not only do these predators like to hunt us, but they sometimes like to go down to pyramids that they helped build way back in the day that actually hatch aliens to get the mark on their helmets. You know her from Blade, 11 Basketball, Out of Time, Contagion, Now You See Me Too. Now, good night. It was a good movie. I get it. Good character building, good plot development, good alien universe and Predator universe building. For a while there, I was joking around saying, these guys come down, they hunt aliens, they get this mark on their helmet. I was joking around saying, so what you're saying is they come down, hunt this alien, and they get a mark on their head. Is that kind of like a kid hunting a rabbit? And they say, oh yeah, you're a man. All right, you're one of us. You're a hunter. And it's like, okay, if that's their version of a rabbit, then what actually do they hunt that's really dangerous? But after generous review and thinking about it, I honestly think that the mark is where, okay, you've hunted everything that we know to hunt that's dangerous. Now we're going to go hunt the real stuff. We're going to go hunt the worst beast in the universe. And if you kill it, you get a mark, and you're part of a special society within our society. We have a society of hunters, and then we have a society of hunters. And if you get that mark, you're a real man. You're a real hunter. That's what I think it means. As far as Requiem goes, I would have gone with a male lead. But honestly, once I looked up his stuff, I don't know him from anything except for that one movie. And honestly, Rico Allsworth, whatever. She plays Kelly O'Brien, who's a soldier returning to her family, and obviously, at the end of the first Predator vs. Alien, some stuff hit the fan. And this is where a predator actually got impregnated by the aliens in the first movie. And in the second movie, that's when it actually hatches out of his chest. And it has like the mouth of the predator. Remember I said that it depends on what they hatch out of. It'll take on the characteristics of that thing. Well, it busts out and it has the predator face. Oh hell. So now you got a predator alien that is now laying eggs and this doing all kinds of crap. And anyway, Rico from Mr. Brooks. Now at least that's the only one I know her from. She has a very short list as well. It seemed like almost a lot of these people really came from nothing. It's a good movie, but honestly I was let down by the predator alien thing. I don't know. There was something about it, whereas I thought it'd just be you have predators, you have aliens, and they finally combine it into one monster. And I don't know, it seemed like he was beat really easy at the end, comparatively. I don't know. I really don't. It just didn't Sorry I got delayed there, but it was unavoidable. Like I was saying, in the first movie, three predators go down. Two of them get killed right off the bat. Third one manages to hold his own, gets his symbol and everything like that. This guy they send in the Requiem is mowing through aliens like it's nobody's business, like he's walking in the park. So, but until he gets to the alien predator hybrid. Other than that, let's go over them again. Alien vs. Predator, good movie. Could have been better. Requiem definitely could have been better, but still a good one to do, especially since you watched the first one. Get some closure. Aliens 1 through 3, definitely worth watching. Like I said, 2 is better than 1, 1's better than 3. Resurrection, I mean, if you're a diehard fan, go ahead and watch it. If not, skip it. Predator 1 and Predator 2, definitely worth watching. Very good classics. Predator 2, better than Predator 1. Predators, like I said, if you're a diehard person, go watch it. If you want some, I don't know, it's worth watching. It's good action, everything like that. It really has nothing really to do with the rest of the films. But also, go if you really want to, I guess, like a prequel to all the Alien movies, go watch Prometheus and Covenant. As far as The Predator is concerned, definitely worth watching. Definitely. Good movie, good characters, good acting. Other than that, that's it for this video. And like I always say, if you're not going to be good at it.